Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda and I'm from Amanda Crochets, and in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this adorable Cozy Cuddles Baby Blanket. This blanket measures approximately 29 inches across by 31 inches long. However, you can always change up the sizing of this blanket as you so choose. I use two different colors in a striping method here, and you can always change up the colors to fit your needs. I just wanted to make something a little bit more neutral today. So let's start today's tutorial. I'm making the Cozy Cuddles Baby Blanket. For today's tutorial, you're going to need 3 skeins of the Premier Anti-Pilling DK yarn in Cappuccino and 2 skeins of the Premier Anti-Pilling DK in Cream. So this is what the yarn looks like, and this is 273 yards, 250 meters, 3.5 ounces or 100 grams. It is 100% anti-pilling acrylic, which just means that no matter what, your project will look new wash after wash. And this is a number 3 lightweight yarn, and the recommended hook size is a US G6 or 4mm crochet hook. This is machine wash warm, tumble dry normal, and it has been tested and approved against 350 harmful substances. So you know this is going to be super soft against a baby's skin or those people with allergies. And this is the color Cappuccino. So again, you're going to need 3 skeins of this color, and you're going to need 2 skeins of the cream color. I'm also going to be using a slightly bigger crochet hook, as I wanted my baby blanket to be a little bit more drapey, and I'm using an I9 or 5.5mm crochet hook. So let's get started on today's tutorial making the Cozy Cuddles Baby Blanket. So for today's tutorial, you're going to start with the Cappuccino color, and you're going to go ahead and make a chain of 116. To change up the sizing of this blanket, you're going to go ahead and make a chain multiple of 3 plus 2. This means you're going to multiply any number by 3, and you're going to add 2 chains to the very end. As I'm just making a small sample today, I'm just going to do 5 times 3, which is 15 plus 2, for a total of 17 chains. And again, for my blanket, I did 116 chains. So to make a chain, you're going to yarn over your hook and pull through that loop on your hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue until you have a total of 116 chains, or your multiple of 3 plus 2. Okay, so once you have your chain of 116 or your multiple of 3 plus 2, we can begin row 1. For row 1, we're going to work a single crochet into the second chain from the hook and in each chain across. So to make a single crochet, you're going to first count 2 chains from your hook. So that loop on your hook does not count. You're going to count 2, 1, and 2, and in that second chain, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through 2 loops. And that is your single crochet. Now if you are a beginner, I highly suggest getting a stitch marker and putting it in that very first stitch that you just made. That way you can recognize the first and last stitch of each row and help keep those ends nice and even. We're going to make 1 single crochet in each of the chains across. So in that very next chain, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Continue making 1 single crochet in each of the chains across, and I will meet you at the end of row 1 and move on to row 2. Okay, so I'm over at the end of row 1, and here's what your first row of single crochets is going to look like. And again, use that stitch marker for that very last stitch, and as you make more rows, you're just going to simply move your crochet hook up, or your stitch marker up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn, The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. So for row 2, we're going to make a single crochet and 2 double crochet into the very first stitch. So find that single crochet from the previous row, make a single crochet, and 2 double crochet into that same stitch. So to make a double crochet, you're going to yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that first stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And that is your first double crochet. We need to make 1 more double crochet into that first stitch, so yarn over your hook, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to go ahead and skip 2 stitches, and in the stitch after that we're going to make a single crochet and 2 double crochet. So skip the next 2, 1 and 2, and in the stitch after that make a single crochet and 2 double crochet, all into that same stitch. Okay, we're going to repeat this all the way across until we have 3 stitches remaining. So once again, the repeat is skip 2 stitches, and in the stitch after that, make a single crochet and 2 double crochet, all into that same stitch. Repeat that across until you have 3 stitches remaining, and I will show you how to end row 2 and move on to row 3. Okay, so I'm over at the end of row 2 and I have 3 stitches remaining. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and in that very last stitch I'm going to make a single crochet. So skip 2, 1 and 2, and in that very last stitch I'm going to make a single crochet. So here's what your work is going to start to look like. So you're just going to repeat row 2 for the entire pattern. So chain 1 and turn, and in that very first stitch make 1 single crochet and 2 double crochet. You're going to skip 2 stitches, so in this case you're going to be skipping the 2 double crochets, and you're going to work into that single crochet from the previous row, and you're going to make a single crochet and 2 double crochets, all into that same stitch. Skip the next 2 stitches, and in the stitch after that make a single crochet and 2 double crochet. You're going to repeat this all the way across, and then when you get to the end I will show you how to end row 3, and then you can basically move on to the rest of your pattern, and I'll show you how to change colors if you so choose as well. So repeat this all the way across, making a single crochet, 2 double crochet into the same stitch, skipping 2 stitches, and then repeating the single crochet and 2 double crochet into the next stitch. Repeat that until you have 3 stitches remaining, and I will show you how to end row 3. Okay, so I'm over at the end of row 3 and I have 3 stitches remaining. I'm going to skip 2 stitches, and in that very last stitch I'm going to go ahead and make a single crochet. Okay, so if you want to make the color changes exactly as I did for my blanket, I did 10 rows of the cappuccino, and then I did 6 rows of the cream, and then I just repeated this for a total of 5 times. To end my blanket, I did a total of 10 rows of the cappuccino, So that way my blanket started and ended with the same color. So if you want to change colors, just say we already did the 10 rows here. I'm just going to take out my single crochet. So instead of yarning over with that cappuccino color, I'm going to say cut a tail about this long. I'm going to introduce my new color, which is that cream color. I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail, lay the new color right over your hook, and you're going to pull through and finish with that single crochet with that new color. And then I like to get both ends and kind of just tighten them slightly. And then you can begin your next row. So chain 1 and turn, and in that very first stitch make a single crochet and 2 double crochet. Skip 2 stitches, and in the stitch after that make a single crochet and 2 double crochet. And again, I did 10 rows of the cappuccino, 6 rows of the cream, and I repeated this for a total of 5 repeats, and then I ended my blanket with 10 rows of the cappuccino. So in total, you're going to have 90 rows, and if you want to start your border with that cappuccino color, then at the end of row 90, you are not going to fasten off. So go ahead and make your blanket, and then when we get to the border, I will show you how to start the border, and we can go from there and complete our blanket. Okay, so working on the border, we're going to keep that cappuccino color, and we're going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn. And then working along the top of our blanket, you're going to go ahead and make 1 single crochet in each of the stitches across. So continue making 1 single crochet in each stitch across until you get to that corner, and I'll show you how to make the corner stitch. Okay, so I'm over at my corner. So for the corner stitch, you're going to make 3 single crochets, and that is just going to help round out your corner nicely. So make 3 single crochets and then turn your work. And then working along the side of your blanket, you're just going to make 1 single crochet evenly down the side. There's no exact science or no exact number that I have. I just try to make it as even as I possibly could. So make 1 single crochet evenly. When you get to your next corner, go ahead and make 3 single crochets into that corner space. And then your border is going to be the exact same. Going along the bottom, make 1 single crochet across. In that next corner, you're going to go ahead and make 3 single crochets. Along the side, make 1 single crochet evenly. And then when you get to that very first corner, I will show you how to end that corner. So just make 1 single crochet evenly around your entire blanket, making 3 single crochets in each corner stitch. Okay, when you get over to that first corner, we already have that 1 single crochet, so you're going to end your round with 2 more single crochets in that corner stitch. You're going to find that very first single crochet, and you're going to go ahead and slip stitch to close the round. Okay, so you're going to chain 1, and you're not going to turn, you're just going to keep going in the same direction, and you're going to make another single crochet round using this cappuccino color. So in that very first stitch, make a single crochet and make a single crochet across the top of your blanket. When you get to the corner, you're going to have those 3 stitches So you're going to make 1 single crochet into that first stitch, and in that middle stitch, which is right here, you're going to make your 3 single crochets into that middle stitch. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet all around your blanket, again making 1 single crochet into that middle stitch of the corner. Once you have that, I will meet up with you at the end of round 2 and show you how to move on to round 3. Okay, so I'm over at my corner, and again I have that 1 single crochet. I'm going to make 2 more single crochets for that corner. And then I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch to that very first corner. Okay, so then I'm going to change colors, and I'm going to be changing over to the cream. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and cut a little bit of a tail, and you're going to yarn over and pull through and tighten. And then I'm going to introduce my cream color. So for the cream color, you can put your cream in any stitch. I'm just going to insert in my hook, yarn over with that cream color, and pull through. If you have a different method of joining your new color, feel free to do so. I'm going to chain 1, and in that very first stitch, I'm going to make a single crochet. And much like the previous round, you're going to make 1 single crochet in each of the stitches across, and then when you get to the corner, again, you're going to have those 3 stitches. You're going to find the second stitch or the middle stitch, and you're going to make 3 single crochets into that middle stitch. So go ahead and make 1 single crochet evenly around, making 3 single crochets in each corner. When we get to the end, I will show you how to move on to round 4. Okay, so I'm over at the end of my round, and I have 1 stitch remaining. Then I'm going to find my very first single crochet and slip stitch to close the round. Okay, for round 4, you're going to chain 1, and in that very first stitch right here, you're going to go ahead and make a shell. So a shell in this pattern is a 5 double crochet shell. So in that very first stitch, go ahead and make 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to skip that next stitch, and in the stitch after that, you're going to make a slip stitch. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through that stitch, and pull through the loop on your hook. Skip that next stitch, and in the stitch after that, make your shell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're going to repeat this for the entire border, so you're going to skip that next stitch, and in the stitch after that, you're going to make a slip stitch, skip the next stitch, and in the stitch after that, make a shell. You're not going to do anything different for the corners. You're just going to repeat this pattern all the way around your entire blanket. When you get to the end of your blanket, I will show you how to end this border as well as weave in your ends. So repeat the border with that shell, and I will show you how to move on and finish the round. Okay, so I'm coming up on the end of my blanket, and as you can see, this pattern or this border did not have enough space for me to complete this, so that's okay, and that can happen. So if that does happen, I'm just going to go right into that very next space, and I'm going to make my slip stitch. Okay, so then you're going to go ahead and cut your yarn, and I already did that. And after you cut your yarn, you're going to yarn over and pull through and tighten. And then you're going to get your tapestry needle, and you're going to weave in your ends. And you're going to weave in your ends exactly the same as I'm going to show you here. You're going to keep the same color with the same color, so that way your ends are hidden a little bit more by keeping the same color together. So I'm just going to go in between the stitches. Then I'm going to pull my yarn through. And then I like to go in the opposite direction. And then for good measure, I'm going to go in the opposite direction one more time. And then once I feel like my end is secure, I'm going to cut the tail off. And then I have my completed blanket. And this is going to be the exact same for each of your yarn ends. So let me get up close so you can see the full blanket again. So here's my completed blanket. And again, you have the 10 rows of the Cappuccino before switching over to the 6 rounds of the cream. And what's really nice about this blanket is that all your yarn ends are going to be on one side of the blanket, so that makes it very easy when you're finishing up. And then here's a close-up of that border. So for the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday DK, they have a bunch of different colors on the Premier website, so you can always change up the color of this blanket to fit your needs. I had a really hard time choosing colors because I really liked a bunch of different colors, so I might have to go back on the website and purchase a few more colors. And if you're wanting to use the exact same yarn as me and have never purchased from Premier Yarns before, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box below where you can get 10% off your very first order. So thank you so much for joining me today and learning how to make the Cozy Cuddles Baby Blanket. I really hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Please like, comment, and subscribe to see all future videos by me. And as always, happy crocheting! Bye!